Very good morning, students. We were seeing the Gandhiji's view about education. Now we will see Tagore's view about education and especially about the Western education. Many of you have heard of Shanti Niketan. Do you know why it is established and why by whom? Rabindranath Tagore started the institution in 1901. As a child, Tagore hated going to school. He found it suffocating and oppressive. The school appeared like a prison, for he could never do what he felt like doing. So, while other children listened to the teacher, Tagore's mind would wander away. The Tagore, he is saying like that his experience, he was not interested to go to school. He felt like that it is a prison, and when teacher was teaching, other students was listening that one, but his mind was wandering something else outside. The experience of his school days in Calcutta shaped Tagore's idea of education. So he made an idea about his own education, how it should be, and afterwards he started to help others. On growing up, he wanted to set up a school where the child was happy. So nowadays we can see that when all schools they are thinking about how we can make the child happy, or how the when the child is coming to school, he or she should feel like that we want to come again and again. Every day morning they want to feel like that as early as possible we want to reach to school. Like in that way we are trying. Tagore also thinking like that where the child should is happy, like that schools he want to start. Then he where she could be free and creative. They can express themselves and they can be more creative, where she was able to explore her own thoughts and desires. Means in Tagore schools where Shanti Niketan, the child is free to create his own ideas, and they are able to express their ideas, as well as they are able to learn many things than what is the ideal schools what we are saying nowadays. Tagore felt that childhood ought to be time of self-learning. The childhood means the self-learning. We know many people, they are not attended the school. Still we are having like that some people, they are not attending school, but they are able to teach others, or even the university children like that. Then, outside the rigid and restricting discipline of the schooling system set up by the British people, what they are said that is learned from your teacher. But the Shanti Niketan, Tagore's idea is you want to learn by yourself. Then, teachers had to be imaginative, understand the child, and help the child develop her curiosity. Then the role of the teacher in Shanti Niketan, that is teacher should be imaginative. Teacher herself or himself could have many imagination. Then they are should able to understand the child, and they want to help the child to develop his or her curiosity. Then according to their talent, maybe some are very good in drawing, their hidden talent may be drawing. So they teachers want to help them to identify that or develop curiosity in drawing, understand different skills of drawing like that. Then according to Tagore, the existing schools kill the natural desire of the child to be creative, her sense of wonder. So what is happening in the school? We are learning many theories in science or social studies, or in maths. Even we are studying grammar and other things. So we are forgetting to express ourselves to, or to look outside and make our own wonder. The new things what we are seeing, maybe a butterfly or a small bird or a drop of water, like that things we are not feeling like that to water. We know what is the life process of the butterfly. So we are not feeling like that anything, it is that much a surprising thing like that. So what Tagore is saying, it is existing schools, which is the British model schools what they made, that is the killer of the natural desire of the child. Tagore was of a view that creative learning could be encouraged only within the natural environment. So, sitting under the tree like that, schools only can develop that means the real creative learning will happen in the natural environment only. So he chose to set up his schools 100 kilometers away from Calcutta. So he never thought like that making schools inside the city. He taken his school out of the city. In the rural setting, he saw it was an abode of peace. That's why he given the name Shanti Niketan, were living in harmony with nature. Children could cultivate their natural creativity. Even if it is away from the city, even our school like that, it is not inside the city. It is little bit far away, 10 12 kilometers away from city. So we can be more creative. And if you are looking to the maximum schools, it is not in the heart of the city, it is little bit far away from city. Then where we can develop our creativity, or we can cultivate the creativity of the children also. In many sense, Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi thought about education in similar way. There were, however, differences too. Gandhiji was highly critical to Western civilization and its worship of machines and technology. Tagore wanted combine elements of the modern Western civilization with what he saw was the best within the Indian tradition. So they was thinking like that education, the Western model education is not best for India. So Gandhiji was totally against to that one. So but Tagore is saying that we want the modern education, but it is should be according to the Indian tradition. He emphasized the need to teach science and technology at Shanti Niketan along with art, music and dance. Means only the British people, they was thinking about the science and technology. Still we are having that tendency. If you are looking at your elder brothers and sisters, those who completed 10th and those studying, maximum students they are opting for 11th and 12th by science and maths group or technology group, and nobody is not interested to learn art, music, science, dance, art, music, dance, like that things. Then afterwards when they are becoming free at the age of 20 22, that time some students are opting again for art and dance, like fine arts, they are joining in the fine arts college and other things. Many individuals and thinkers were thus thinking about the way of national education system could be fashioned. Some wanted changes within the system set up by British and felt that the system could be extended so as to include wider sections of the people. Others argued that alternative system be created so that people were educated into a culture that was truly national. So we can see in the that time itself, in the olden days itself, before independence itself, there was two group of people. Some are saying like that we want to make little bit changes in the education system, and some of the people they are saying like that we want to find out alternative way to make culture in our system. Then who was to define what is the truly national? The debate about the national education ought to be continued till after independence. Then they are thinking like that, no, not only now before independence, after independence also. Even 2020 we made the changes in the national education policy. We know nowadays many people they are discussing about the NEP, National Education Policy of India. Then next one, the elsewhere. Education as a civilizing mission. What is the meaning of education for British people or in some other countries? What we are going to see. So until the introduction of the Education Act 1870, there was no widespread education for the population as whole for most of the 19th century. Child labor being widely prevalent, poor children could not be sent to school for their earning was the critical for their survival of the family. The number of the schools was also limited to those run by the church or set up by the wealthy individuals. It was only after the coming to force the Education Act that schools were opened by the government and compulsory schooling was introduced. One of the most important educational thinker of that period was Thomas Arnold, who became the headmaster of the private school Rugby, favoring a secondary school curriculum which had a detailed study of the Greek and Roman classics written 2000 years earlier. He said, it was only seemed to be one of the great advantage of the course of the study generally pursued in our English school that it draws our mind so continually it dwell upon the past. Every day we are engaged in studying the language, the history and the thoughts of men who lived nearly more than 2000 years ago. Arnold felt that a study of the classics disciplined the mind. In fact, most educators of that time believed that such a discipline was necessary because the young people were naturally savage and needed to be controlled. Now also our parents are saying our time it was not like this, we was not this much free like that. To become civilized adult, they need to understand society's notion of right and wrong. So what we are doing, sometimes we will say what I done that is according to me it was correct. But we want to understand in the society what they are hoping about from us. What we should in front of the society, what is right or wrong according to our social system, that we want to understand. For that purpose we want to learn. Proper and improper behavior, it means in the society we are kept like the do's and don'ts are that we want to understand from by our education. Education, especially one which disciplined their mind, was meant to guide them on this path. Can you suggest such ideas might have influenced thinking about education of poor in England and the native in the colonies? In England it happened like this. Then what is the condition of the education system of India on that time when it was 1870s? 1870s we had our own education system. Before itself we had Gurukula system. So what is the theories behind that Gurukula system, like that things you can find out. By this we are completing this lesson. We will continue in next video.